The Kanohi the Toa previously collected disappear, and Kanohi Nuva are teleported to Maranui from Artaka. The Toa Nuva encounter out-of-control Tanakh and defeat them with Bakari Nuva. Using the Miru and Kakama Nuvas, they fly out of the cavern. Tahu calls them the Toa Nuva. The Bohrok are reprogrammed to help seal Krana in the Krana pits. Naho Falls is rebuilt, and the game of Koli is developed. The 6 Nuva symbols, teleported from the realm of Artaka, appear in each of the Koro's Suva. The Bohrok swarms, removed of their Krana and disconnected from the influence of the Barag, can be reprogrammed to assist in the island's reparation efforts. The Bohrok Va assist in the efforts as well, but are not reprogrammed, simply following the will of the Bohrok. The Krana are sealed in the Krana pits all over the island of Maranui. The Bohrok-Kal awaken from their hibernation in the secret nest and plot to defeat the Toa Nuva. Turaga Vakama gives the Kanohi Vahi to Toa Tahu Nuva, asking him to keep its existence a secret and to only use it in the most dire of emergencies. When the Toa Nuva engage in a mock battle to test their new powers, their tempers get out of control. Against Gali's protest, the Toa Nuva believe they no longer need to work one another and part ways. Kopaka travels to ga-koro to be present for Turaga Nuju's ceremonial placement of the Nuva symbol in the Kosuva. The Avmatoran Takua and the Tamatoran Xabla return to ta-koro. They tell Vakama about the Matoran's efforts during the attack on ga-koro. Takua reunites with Puku. The Bohrok-Kal steer the Nuva symbols from the Koro. Galak-Kal and Nuvak-Kal steal Liwa's symbols. Matoro, guarding the Kosuva, is defeated by the combined efforts of Korok-Kal and Nuvak-Kal, who steal the symbol. While on patrol, Jalar and Takua discover Tanakh Va stealing Tahu's symbol. Using the power of lightning, the Bohrok-Kal evade the Matoran but is stopped by Tahu at the city's gates. Levak-Kal steals Onua's symbol. Galak-Kal and Parak-Kal plunder Bohatu's symbol from Pokoro. Tanakh-Kal and Levak-Kal steal Gali's symbol. The Toa Nuva are consequently deprived of their elemental powers, due to the theft. The Tanakh-Kal destroys the arch of the ta-koro gateway, bringing rubble down on the Toa Nuva, whose fire powers had failed him. Gali, nearly drowned by a tidal wave she can no longer control due to her lack of water powers. Leila's transformation of his new air powers is erupted miles above Maranui, which he free falls towards the ground. Deprived of his ice powers, Kopaka loses control of the ice bridge he is on and tumbles down a crevice. Thinking quickly, he stops his fall by jamming his ice blades into the walls of the crevice. Turaga Nuju rescues Kopaka using his Kanohi Matatu. The Lamatoran Kongu rescues Leiwa by catching him on his Gakko. Tahu emerges from the rubble, and the Matoran and Toa consult Vakama's sacred fire to discover the identity of the symbol thief. The sacred fire informs the assembled party of the mission of the Bohrok-Kal. Tahu decides to pursue the creature and recover the symbol, accompanied by Takua and Jalar. While traveling through Lewahi, Tahu, Takua, and Jalar witness Leiwa falling from the trees. The Toa of Air explains he had been robbed of his powers and joins the party. While traversing the Matora desert of Pawahi, the company stumbles upon Pohatu, to which several Mahi have been magnetized. Pohatu joins the company. Eventually, Onua, Kopaka, and Gali join the traveling party. Takua and Jalar return to ta-koro. Gali reveals that 2 Bohrok-Kal were seen in Pawahi. The Toa give chase. The Toa Nuva meet the assembled Bohrok-Kal. When the Toa refuse to reveal the Barag's location and try and fight the Bohrok-Kal, they are knocked unconscious by their sheer powers. Tahu orders the Toa to split into 2 groups. Tahu, Kopaka, and Liwa will pursue the Bohrok-Kal, while Gali, Pohatu, and Onua will investigate what had happened to the Barag. Onua suggests that the Toa Nuva be on the lookout for Kanohi Nuva to compensate for the lack of elemental powers. After an unsuccessful search for the Barag, Gali, Pohatu, and Onua decide to retrieve Krana-Kal to delay the Bohrok-Kal in their mission. Turaga no Kama puts Gali to a test, trapping her in an underwater cave. Here, Gali finds the Konohi Kakama Nuva and discovers it can be used to move through walls at the high speeds. She escapes a tentacled Rahi and the cave itself with the mask, but not before noticing an ancient engraving of the Toa Metru. Although Nokama hints at the carving's importance, she does not reveal it. Kopaka reluctantly allows Bohatu to team up with him while looking for a Konohi Hao Nuva. An earthquake shatters the roof of the cave the Hao Nuva is in. Kopaka uses the Konohi to try and protect both of them, but Bohatu is seemingly killed. Kopaka gives the Hao Nuva to the Pomatoran to honor the fallen Fahatu. However, Bohatu shows up at that moment, unharmed. Onua and Turaga Wanua search for Konohi deep in Onuwahi. They search a giant subterranean worm, a swarm of Kofojaga, and 2 Manus crabs on the way. The Manus are blocking the way to the mask. Onua lures the Kofojaga swarm in the cave with lava. The Kofojaga fight the Manus, and with all the Rahi distracted, Onua receives the Konohi Nuva. Tahu tries but fails to stop a forest fire in Lewahi. Lewa and Tahu track down Nuvak Va, who is trying to beat them to the Konohi Nuva. Tahu lures it into a clearing, where, with the help of many Lematoran, it is attacked and its powers nearly exhausted. The Bohrok-Kal departs. Gali summons Tahu and Kopaka to Kini Nui. The 3 Toa set off to the Place of Shadow to find 3 Konohi Nuva. Gali, Tahu, and Kopaka face dangers and illusions in the Place of Shadow. When they almost have the Konohi, the ground disappears and they fall into a cave, where Bohatu, Onua, Lewa, and Vakama are also trapped. The Toa and Vakama confront the Rahi Nui. Vakama is able to use its memory and resentment of him as a Toa Metru, tricking it into trapping itself by ramming its horns into the wall. They escape with the Konohi Nuva. Lewa is blasted by Bohrok-Kal's sound powers while trying to sneak up from the Bohrok-Kal. Tahu confronts the Bohrok-Kal, almost destroying himself, until Jaller begs him to stop. Bohrok-Kal mocks Tahu, and Jaller sneaks up and steals its Krana. Tahu leads a swarm of Tanakh against Nuvak-Kal, who merely sends them flying into a low orbit around Aqua Magna. Tahu was subsequently defeated by the Bohrok-Kal's gravity powers. Gali, Lewa, and Kopaka, in the form of Toa Nuva Kaida Werhu, attempts to defeat Galak-Kal. It and Korok-Kal, Levak-Kal, form a Bohrok-Kal Kaida. However, they easily defeat the Toa. The Bohrok-Kal ascertain the location of the Barag's prison. Bohatu and Onua temporarily defeat the Tanakh-Kal and its Krana-Kal. They discover that the Bohrok-Kal are headed for the Bohrok Nest. The Tanakh-Kal escapes with the help of the Bohrok Va. As the Bohrok-Kal opens up a passageway to the Barag with its plasma powers, the Bohrok swarms cease their reparation efforts and return to their nests. The Toa Nuva follow the Bohrok-Kal to the nest. Lewa scouts ahead and witnesses the Exo-Toa fighting the Bohrok-Kal on their own, set to autopilot. The Bohrok-Kal overwhelm and destroy the Exo-Toa, and are ready to place the symbols on the Nuva Cube, unlocking the Barag's protodermic Toa seal and releasing the swarms again. Tahu summons the Konohi Vahi and slows time around the Bohrok-Kal at the last minute. Their Krana-Kal turns silver and project an impenetrable force field, rendering them invincible to physical harm. On Gali's suggestion, the Toa reach out mentally to their Nuva symbols, feeding power to the Bohrok-Kal. Their own powers increase, and they pause, falling prey to their own egos, thinking with this power they could rule alongside the Barag. The Bohrok-Kal's powers go out of control, and each is destroyed by their own powers. Tanakh-Kal is imprisoned by its own lightning powers.
He drove into an EMP storm and got electrocuted.
Galak-Kal is able to place one symbol on the cube, but is crushed by pieces of the Exo-Toa that are pulled by its magnetic power. Levak-Kal is blasted through the rock and sent into space around Spherus Magna by its vacuum power, where it still orbits to this day. Bohrok-Kal is melted by his own plasma and tumbles towards Aqua Magna's core. Nuvak-Kal's gravity turns him into a miniature black hole. Korok-Kal is disintegrated by intense sounds. The Turaga successfully receive and incarcerate the remaining Krana-Kal. With the symbols retrieved, The elemental powers of the Toa Nuva return to them, and they depart the chamber using an ice staircase created by Kopaka. The Nuva symbols are hidden in safety. The Matoran gather at the Kini-nui, and the Turaga impart to the Matoran the secret of rebuilding themselves into new, stronger forms to compensate for the energy-sapping effects of the Matoran spheres. They also hold a naming day ceremony, and several Matoran receive new names. The reconstruction of the damaged Koro is completed. The Turaga meet in conference at the Kini-nui and decide to organize a grand Koli tournament. A storm ravages ga-koro, and Gali and Holly are able to fix the bridge, separating her and Amaya from the rest of the village. Nokama returns to ga-koro and chooses Maku and Holly to represent the team in the Koli tournament. Shasa gives Holly the charm of unity. Kai gives her speed's charm, and Marka the charm of purity. Holly pays Pelgia to take her into Nahu Bay, where she races a Takea shark to increase her speed. The Onu Matoran, Onepu, and Taipu arrive in ga-koro to play Holly and Maku, but the Ga Matoran beat them. They then invite their opponents to Onu-koro. In Onu-koro, Holly visits the Marn tunnels and retrieves a Sulas for Azibo, who gives her a prosperity charm, and retrieves the mining equipment from the flooded Great Mine. Taipu trains Holly in stamina, who gives her the charm of stamina. Holly arrives in Kokoro and has Jatiko give her Destiny's charm, and Todu's Peace charm. To train in willpower, Holly meets Kantai in the drifts and gets Willpower's charm. The Ga Matoran team defeats Matoran and Kopik, Holly using her stamina and speed to win. In Leikoro, Holly retrieves Faith's charm from Kongo and practices accuracy and finds its charm. Maku and Holly defeat Kongo and Tamaru in Leikoro, extending their winning streak. Arriving in Pokoro, Huki gives Holly Creation's charm, and Holly herds Mahi for Golio, earning Strategy's charm. Amazingly, Pokoro is beaten at home by ga-koro, and Holly goes to the last match in ta-koro. Gala lets Holly train in strength with Kihai, and leads this to ga-koro, defeating ta-koro, setting up the championship match. The Turaga debate whether they should reveal the truth about the past to the Toa. They tell tales of the adventures of the Toa searching for Kanohi Nuva, trying to decide if the Toa are responsible enough to know of Metru Nui. The Turaga agree to tell the Toa of the tales of Metru Nui after the Koli tournament. Galler searches for Takua and asks Vakama where he is as the championship is about to begin.